Caritas News on the Go, the Social Action Network's news and public affairs online show featuring national newsmakers and our team Caritas from the 85 social action centers nationwide. Live at Caritas Philippines social media channels, Fridays 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Caritas News on the Go. Good morning. We are live at our Caritas Philippines Development Center in Tagaytay City. I am Jean Ray Henderson and this is Caritas News on the Go. The CBCP Plenary Assembly for this year kicked off yesterday with big decisions from our bishops. To give us a glimpse of the process, we are joined live by our Executive Secretary, Father Tony Labiao. Father Tony, good morning.
Good morning, Jing, at sa lahat nating mga nanonood, lalo na ng ating mga kasama sa Social Action at saka sa Caritas Philippines.
Father Tony, you have been part of the whole process actually from beginning and until now, preparing for the CBCP plenary. But for Caritas Philippines, what is our participation po in the assembly?
Itong 2 araw na CBCP Plenary Assembly, no, mga bishops natin nakakatipon online, kahapon, we made a presentation of our pastoral statement on ecology, particularly a call for unity and action amid the climate emergency and planetary crisis. And this is a big move on the part of our commission and with our partners, no, in the eco-convergence programs. So we come together and prepare this document, and then we presented to bishops the draft of that pastoral statement. And yesterday, after our presentation, after giving important points for them to consider, so they had materials for their discussion and deliberation, and at the end of their session, we were notified that they approve the pastoral statement. Para sa akin at para sa ating komisyon, sa lahat nating mga partners for Laudato Si programs, this is a big lift, no, because this will help us, no, push for our efforts towards really achieving the 7-year goals of Laudato Si.
Thank you very much, Father. And I think this afternoon we will be having a press conference with the President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines and the Vice President, together with you and Bishop Colin, to discuss more about the pastoral statement. Pero for the meantime, Father, you will be talking about the coming election and our election engagements also in the plenary. Can you tell us something about this po?
Yeah, this morning at 10 o'clock, we are also giving a presentation. We will update our bishops on our electoral engagements. And so far, we have 3 engagements with our different partners. So we have the poll watching, and this is really in partnership with our PPCRV, our longtime partner, no, in this program. And then of course the second one, which is the biggest one, is our voters education, and we have several groups here that are involved. Of course, we just launched the I Vote God movement in partnership with the La Foundation of Cebu, which is really a process of discernment by using also a new tool. We call it LASER, lifestyle, accomplishment, support, election conduct, and reputation. And then hopefully, informing circles, we are able to help our voters discern and know more their candidates nationally and locally. And of course, we have also the Halalang Marangal. They are also involved in voters education, especially tamang pag-boot kandidato, no, ligaya ng Panginoon, simbang lingkod ng mga Hiswita, one good vote from PPCRV, and of course gabay ni Cristo yung galing sa, or People's Choice galing sa People's Movement.
Yeah. Sa dami ng lahat ng ito, Father, na mangyayari during, especially with the coming national elections, we are also very busy with our ongoing Typhoon Odette response. Kumusta na po ito?
Kahapon, Jing, we also made a report of our emerging humanitarian response to the 11 dioceses affected by the Typhoon Odette, no? And it was a good opportunity to tell the bishops that lahat ay tumulong, lahat ng mga dioceses nag-ambagan in terms of in-kinds and in cash. Binigay nila ito directly to the affected dioceses, at ang iba ay pinadaan sa ating national office sa Caritas Philippines, and then tayo yung gumawa, no? So far we made two kinds of interventions. The other one is the technical. So we help the affected diocese in the rapid assessment, in putting up their emergency operation centers, and then also assisting them, no, in terms of really making an effective delivery of services that our people need this time of emergency. And of course, the other one is really in terms of emergency relief, food packs, medicines, hygiene kits, shelter kits, so food and non-food the items that we had been sharing with them. And secondly, we are now transitioning to a second phase of our assistance, which is early recovery or rehabilitation program.
And Father, with the early recovery program, we have two parang call to action. Ano po? Calls to action. This is adopt a family, adopt a parish, or adopt a diocese, and then the telethon that we will be doing. Can you share more about this po?
Yes, Jeng, this is a beautiful para sa akin magandang development this year. Kasi usually when we respond to this emergency this big, we rely so much on our international partners through our Caritas International members organizations. They are always there, no, to help assist us in this need. But this year, we decided to organize, strengthen our local appeal. Though every year naman kapag mga disaster, nandyan yung mga dioceses tumutulong. But this time, we want to involve everybody in the recovery, no, in not only in the emergency relief phase, but in the recovery program. So, adopt a diocese and parish, ito yung bago, no, magandang pangyayari na ang ating mga obispo, especially yung members of our board in Caritas Philippines, they like the idea of really continuing the support, no, to our affected dioceses. They even suggest about sub-regional or the nearest dioceses in that affected diocese, tulong-tulong sila. So adopt a diocese or adopt a community, adopt a parish that whatever that diocese needs also, like technical expertise in terms of construction, in terms of capacity building of the volunteers or our staff. So tutulungan sila ng ating partner diocese. So yan ang isang mechanism for local appeal starting this month. The second one is more telethon. This is a new program that we are going to launch this March 2, which is Ash Wednesday. So with the help of our partners in media, especially in television, TV networks, radio, no, maybe print media, And then with our partners, donors, benefactors in the shoe business, and then with our partners in business, no, in private institutions, in the academy. Hopefully, we will succeed in this project. We call it Telethon.
And when will that be, Father?
So this will be on March 2. It's Ash Wednesday, because Ash Wednesday also starts the Lenten season, and this is the Alay Kapwa season. So our program, no, responding to emergency needs of our people, is one of our 7 Alay Kapwa priority programs, no, in Caritas Philippines.
Thank you very much, Father. One more thing before I let you go. Alam ko na kailangan mo mag-prepare po para sa plenary assembly. Pero ang dami ngayon ng mga haka-haka at saka mga growing discussions about the church going partisan. And I'm sure this has been like an ongoing discussion even for us at Caritas Philippines. Pero for you po, are we really going partisan, or is there a move for us to be that one? Or ano po yung opinion ninyo tungkol sa partisanship ng simbahan?
Mabuti yan, Jing, na itanong yan kasi yan ang palagi ko rin naririnig, no? Ang simbahan ba ay maging partisan na? Ang Social Action Network ba or Caritas Philippines magpartisan na? No, definitely when we talk about partisan is about party politics, no? Ang simbahan naman never will support one party, no? And then the church will not compose a political party. That's definite, no? But in every election, no, we are talking about issues of the country and the situation of our people. And then there is no question of partisanship here. This is a question of what is really good for everybody and good only for few people. So what is good and evil, what is ethical and unethical, what is better for our people, and what is really damaging for our people. So we have to make a choice, and the church now is making a choice. We are on the side of the good. We are on the side of good governance. We are on the side of common good, and with our Christian values. So lahat ng mga kandidato sa lahat ng kanilang mga platforms at lahat ng kanilang mga panindigan, ngayong tawag nating laser na yan, kapag nagpasok sila, no, sa criteria, Christian criteria, the criteria of the church, at nag-undergo ang mga tao natin ng process of discernment, once they make a decision, that's their role to really campaign, to act on their decision, to campaign for their candidates who really pass the criteria that we set, no, for our country.
Father, a little prodding lang po. Yung ganitong stand, kasi this is maybe not new for the Catholic Church to do, but for this generation, this is something new. So, ang next na tanong po is this not an encroachment of the jurisprudence nung separation between the church and state?
Kasi iba naman, Jing, ang provision ng separation of church and state, that one provision very clear there, that the church cannot put up a single religion in the country, and then cannot support one religion, no, or put the public funds to one church. So, but really, the citizens of the country, no, either you are Catholic, Protestant, or you are a Muslim, you have the responsibility, no, to vote, to run for all public office, and to campaign for your candidates, and who you feel pass your standards. So that's one. So for us in the Catholic Church, we help people in their discernment process, and then once they make a decision and they are willing to support their candidates by open campaigning. And then we help them to refer to a group or to several groups who can help them to be more effective campaigners for their candidates and make sure their candidates who pass their standards win the election.
Will this be a test of influence of the Catholic Church to the faithful?
We can say that also, no? But with our structure, so in our basic ecclesial communities, we have organized communities down on the barangay even situ level. So and these are the people that we serve, no? Especially during emergencies, during pandemic. These are the church people that we usually go to, and these people come to us, for assistance. So this is organized, and I hope these people will think about who can really lead them, for a better life, for a better future in this country.
Maraming salamat po, Father Tony. Exciting days and months ahead of us at Caritas Philippines. Thank you very much and good luck on your presentation again this morning at the CBCP plenary.
Thank you, Jing, and thank you sa lahat na nakikinig at nanonood.
Magbabalik po ang Caritas News on the go makalipas lang ang ilang paalala.
Caritas News on the Go, the Social Action Network's news and public affairs online show featuring national newsmakers and our team Caritas from the 85 social action centers nationwide. Live at Caritas Philippines social media channels, Fridays 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Caritas News on the Go.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat. So nandito kami ngayon sa Surigao City. Ang ating Caritas Philippines team ay nandito para dumalaw at makipag-usap sa kinatawan ng Diocese of Surigao, comprising of the city of Surigao, and then the island of Siargao and the province of Dinagat. So nandito kami nakipag-usap kay Bishop Yet Cabahog, ang obispo ng Diocese of Surigao, sa ating Social Action Director, ang kanilang staff. Nagbisita tayo sa kanilang Emergency Operation Center. Nag-ikot tayo sa mga affected communities, especially along the coastal areas. At habang naglilibot kami, naramdaman namin kung ano kahirap ang nararanasan ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Surigao. So ito yung panawagan ng Caritas Philippines. Una, para sa mga kababayan natin, lalo na mga negosyante, na sana huwag pagsamantalahan ang pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan, lalo na mga construction materials, kasi ngayon ay ang Caritas Philippines din ay nag-engage sa mga shelter recovery or rebuilding. So sana huwag taasan ang presyo ng mga materyales for construction, para hindi naman kawawa yung ating mga affected families, na gustong bumangon at gusto rin nating tulungan sila para makabangon kaagad, and hopefully matulungan din natin sila sa kanilang kabuhayan. So sana yung mga kagamitan, sa pagsasaka at pangingisda, hindi sana pagsamantalahan din na tumaas kaagad ang mga presyo nito. Pangalawa, ito rin ang gusto namin sana na pakiusap sa ating mga local governments, na mayroong mga areas kasi na was out at saka nadeklara na no build areas. Tama naman yun kasi for the security and protection ng ating mga kababayan, dapat wala na sila doon sa mga danger zones. Pero pakiusap natin na sana bilisan din ang relocation dahil hindi tayo simula ng tulong sa pag-reconstruct ng kanilang bahay at pagsimula ng kanilang kabuhayan kung hindi masettle ang relocation site. So yan ang pakiusap namin sa pamahalaan, lokal man o national. And then, pangtatlo, dito sa Surigao City, naobserbahan namin na nandoon pa sa mga kalsada, hindi lamang ang debris na resulta ng bagyo, kundi yung mga basura na hindi na nakuha o hindi nahakot. So, ang dito, ang problema, kapag naabutan pa yan ng 1 linggo o 2 linggo, baka yan ang maging dahilan ng maraming sakit, no, sa syudad mismo, no, kasi dito sa syudad to nang makikita, no. So pakiusap rin natin sa local government na sana bilis-bilisan naman yung clearing area ng mga kalsada, lalo-lalo na ang paghakot ng mga basura dahil yan ang maging possible source of diseases na makakaapekto dagdag sa problema ng ating mga kababayan. Tapos gusto rin naming pasalamatan, no, ang mga marami nating mga kababayan na mga nagbo-volunteer sa pagtulong sa volunteer, no, sa kanilang panahon, kanilang mga abilidad, nagbo-volunteer ng kanilang pera, no, kahit kaunti, nag-ambag sila doon sa relief operation. Ngayon ay dito tayo sa pagsimula ng recovery. So maraming salamat sa inyong pag-aalay kapwa, no, sa mga kababayan natin. Alam nyo, bilang tayo sa simbahan, no, there is so much damages, distractions, no, in our communities. So much evil going on, no? Sana ang pakiusap namin sa mga leaders ng gobyerno, no? Lalo na yung mga kandidato, no? Na sana pwede bang ngayon malaki ang pangangailangan ng shelter, pabahay ng ating mga kababayan. Pwede ba na sana yung mga ginagasto nyo ng maraming mga tarpaulin dyan, ginagasto nyo sa social media, na kung ano-anong pinapalabas nyo tungkol sa sarili ninyo, pwede ba magbigay din kayong kaunting amount para doon sa shelter, kabuhayan, no? Pabahay, kabuhayan ng ating mga kababayan na naapektuhan ng ating bagyo, no? Na si Odette. So, ako bilang Executive Secretary sa Caritas Philippines, yan ang aming panawagan. Patuloy na nanawagan kami sa aming network, mga dioceses, mga generous parishioners, organizations sa simbahan, at maganda naman ang kanilang response, no? Sila una tumugon sa pangangailangan dito sa Surigao, nanggaling kami sa Bohol, sila Bishop Colin nanggaling sa Cebu, at yan ang naging feedback siya. Kaya gusto ko rin special na pasalamat sa mga taong simbahan. Alam mo, tayo sa simbahan, hindi tayo pwedeng manood lang, hindi tayo pwedeng umupo lang at manood sa nangyayari. Sabi nga di ba? Yan din ang panawagan ng ating Santo Papa. No, amidst distraction, damages, we need to get engaged. Involved tayo sa buhay ng ating community. And I will say this, there is so much evil going on, no? Itong disaster natin, sa sinasabi ko ito na hindi lang ito purely natural calamity, mayroong ito man-made dahil sa kahinaan natin, kasamaan natin, ang hindi natin pagka-responsable sa this is an evil
going on, evil going on in our life today. At sinasabi natin, facing evil, no, between evil and good, we cannot be neutral. We have to side with the good. At yan ang ating panawagan. Sana lahat ng ating gagawin simula sa panahong ito, we will always side with the good and we will do something for the good of our community or tinatawag natin simbahan for common good. So maraming salamat. God bless you all.
Caritas News on the Go, the Social Action Network's news and public affairs online show featuring national newsmakers and our team Caritas from the 85 social action centers nationwide. Live at Caritas Philippines social media channels, Fridays 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Caritas News on the Go.
Much of the end of 2021 for Caritas Philippines and the Social Action Network was dedicated to our emergency response to Typhoon Odette affected dioceses. We have with us Humanitarian Office Head, Ms. Jeannie Coriano, to give us insights about our ongoing response. Ate Jeannie, good morning. Kumusta po?
Hello, Jean. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga nakikinig dito po sa atin at nanonood dito sa Caritas News. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat, Jean. At lalo na sa'yo, kumusta na? Ikaw ba ay ayos na?
Nakabalik na. Opo, thank you so much. Ate, please share with us, especially to our audience po, how did Caritas Philippines and the Social Action Network respond to Typhoon Odette?
Okay, so sabi nga natin sa Caritas Philippines, meron tayo kasi na sinasabi na parang SOP yan sa atin sa emergency natin ay nakaready na. Kaya nga, as early as paglan po kaagad na kinonvene natin for possible na kababahan tayo for the emergency needs assessment. And true enough, 2 days after the landfall, first landfall pa lang, bumaba na tayo to really, and ito yung mga diocese natin na naapektuhan for an emergency needs assessment. And we stayed there, no? And I think, kasama din natin, iba natin mga kasama dito sa Caritas Philippines, we stayed there for almost a week para lang talagang tulungan yung mga dioceses natin. And nakita na natin talaga kung ano yung mga pangangailangan doon sa ground. And after na tinulungan din natin yung mga diocese natin to really to capacitate yung kanilang paggawa na sa emergency operation center. Kasi nga, ang dami ng influx of all the goods na dumating. So, how to manage that? We also augment doon sa mga diocese natin. After the technical assistance natin sa kanila, dapat magkaroon din tayo ng resource mobilization, which we did. We actually, tumulong tayo doon sa mga resource mobilization nila, how to handle it. Nagkaroon tayo ng appeal. This is the local appeal natin dito for the Caritas Philippines na true enough naman yung mga diocese na mga hindi na masyadong naapektuhan ay talaga namang tumulong sa kanilang mga sister diocese. Kaya yun ang maganda sa church response natin. Talagang nagtutulungan when it comes to really in need for the community na naapektuhan ng Typhoon Odette.
Opo. Ate Jeannie, doon sa mga ginawa natin ngayon, especially about yung RAT deployment, yung assistance natin sa pag-establish ng Emergency Operations Center, these are all something that we have been doing for quite a time now. Pero how different is our Odette response from our previous responses, especially in terms of capacity, of our capacity to respond, lalong-lalo na din yung sa diocese?
Okay, now, we have a lot of learnings in the past na lagi natin sinasabi na talagang it really boils down doon sa learning natin sa Yolanda na nagkaroon tayo ng a lot of capacity building ang inputs natin doon. Kaya lagi natin sinasabi na let's continue the augmentation in terms of capacity building. Wherein, yung ating mga dioceses na hindi masyado na involved, they really help in the technical assistance. Kaya yung mga sister diocese na malapit doon sa naapektuhan na area, sila rin mismo ay tumutulong din on a technical basis. And it's not only technical but also kahit na yung mga monetary or financial assistance, nandun talaga. Kaya nakikita natin na okay, ito na yung tinulungan natin, ito na yung tinrain natin noon, and now, they are now the one doing the response na rin para doon sa mga malapit na diocese natin.
In terms of response, lalong-lalo na yung financing nung ating response, ate. For the last several emergency responses that we did, this time we are doing a 400 million early recovery appeal. At sabi natin, this is one of the most ambitious na ginawa natin. How are we planning to get this much funding?
Oo. So, nung ginagawa natin yung funding sa Caritas Internationales, it's really a big challenge. Nakikita na natin when we're doing the proposal. Kaya nga sabi natin, this may be really ambitious. Tingnan natin din yung ating mga kapwa na mga CIMOS or Caritas Internationales member organization to really assist us or support us. But then again, considering the challenge of that big amount, ang ginagawa natin in our way, no, dito sa local, marami na rin tayong ginagawa na mga resource mobilization. Kaya nga sabi natin, there are a lot of mechanisms that we are doing or we are about to do. So what we are planning is that magkakaroon tayo din ng telethon na sinasabi natin, and I think this was already discussed earlier before na magkakaroon tayo ng telethon coming this March. And aside from that, we will be also doing yung mga proposal. So we already have the Coca-Cola Foundation, and we are really grateful to them. The 20 million proposal na we're about to start, and actually nag-uumpisa na doon sa mga diocese natin. The other one is that we're going to have this mechanism, what we call the Adapt a Diocese mechanism. So ito, still ongoing the guidelines. Pero this was already presented doon sa mga social action network natin, ng mga directors. And most of them agree naman dito sa mechanism na ito kasi sabi nga natin, dito sa Caritas Internationales and even here, dito sa Caritas Philippines, hindi natin pwede sakupin lahat. We all need a helping hand. And Adopt a Diocese is one way, one way of really helping ito yung mga kapwa natin or yung mga sister diocese or local dioceses natin.
Ano yung mga best practices ngayon na nakikita natin sa Odette response that are part or product of the previous capacity building, previous na mga interventions natin, especially in collaboration, in partnership with our diocesan social actors? Okay.
Ang unahin ko muna yung sa atin. Unahin natin yung mga volunteers natin. I think sila yung pinaka-fuel natin kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng efficient and very mabilisan na response is because the presence of the volunteers. We would say na these volunteers, they were trained. Some of them were trained and some of them I really wanted to really help. Kaya lang, itong mga trained na volunteers natin, they were also affected. But despite of that, they still, nagvo-volunteer pa rin sila kasi they also wanted to help the others na talagang nangangailangan. The other one is the coordination and the collaboration with the other local NGO or the INGO or yung mga local government natin. So ito yung we want to continue this. Kasi the collaboration and coordination is really, really very crucial sa panahon ng isang emergency or humanitarian crisis. Dito kasi nakikita yung mga sharing of resources, sharing of information to really to avoid itong mga overlapping ng mga activities and to avoid yung mga overserved and underserved. So ito yung tinitingnan natin na the collaboration and coordination with the other dioceses or with the other organization is really, really important. The other one is that the accountability. Okay, the accountability and transparency in everything that we are doing. To avoid that, yun ang lagi natin sinasabi na let's be transparent in everything that we're doing. Kaya lagi natin sinasabi, it's good ng ating Caritas sa Philippines na FB page. Nagkakaroon lagi tayo ng updating. Ilan na nga ba ang naibigay natin? How much na ang na-receive ng church? Because that's part of the accountability and transparency natin sa ating ginagawa.
At ito naman yung mga kumbaga tinutungtungan talaga natin every time that we are responding not only to disaster but also even with implementing development programs na dapat may certain standards na sinusunod para we make sure that we provide not only the proper service or intervention sa ating mga kababayan, kundi we also make sure na yung dignity of people ay nandoon, nararamdaman pa din na maintain natin.
Yes, sabi nga natin ano nga ba yung 4 na humanitarian principles? Yung lagi binabalikan ko yung humanitarian principles natin, ano? So, ang number 1 natin, di ba, humanity. Di ba? Yung lagi natin sinasabi, impartiality, neutrality, independence. So, yun ang lagi natin na binabalik-balikan. Na even though na we are a Catholic church, no? Nasa Katoliko tayo, pero hindi ibig sabihin na yung mga binibigyan natin ay para lang sa pang-Katoliko. Hindi, ano? Kasi sabi natin, this is all inclusive. Hindi tayo exclusive. Lahat yan naapektuhan. Pagdating ng isang kalamidad, lahat naapektuhan. Kaya lahat yan ay binibigyan. So gusto natin alisin yung notion na, pang-Katoliko lang yan. Iunahin nila yung mga church na mga Catholic na mga community. No, lahat yan binibigyan natin because we are adhering to the core humanitarian principles. And aside from that, may sinusunod din tayo yung sa core humanitarian standards natin. So it's not enough na magbibigay tayo, pero tingnan natin, ito ba binigyan natin, nakakabalik ba ito ng dignity ng isang tao? Or lalo silang bakit ito yung binigay, hindi naman itong pangangailangan ko. So things like that, no? Kaya lagi natin sinasabi, we really adhere to the core humanitarian standards and the humanitarian principles when it comes to a humanitarian response, lalo na dito sa krisis ng aftermath nitong si Typhoon Odette.
Opo. Ate, last question. Ano yung future plans natin, especially from the Humanitarian Office, to ensure that we are sustaining our capacities, our programs and interventions in terms of disaster preparedness, disaster response, and even yung DRR natin ngayon, actions?
Oo. Yes, Jing, nako, napaka-challenge sa question. We have 85 dioceses right now, di ba? 85 dioceses. And the challenge is really to saturate yung capacity building on an emergency response on humanitarian aid, kung paano nga ba gawin ito or paano ito i-manage. So we are into that. Pa-isa-isa, pa-dalawa-dalawa, pa-tatlo-tatlo, we are into that. And up to now, siguro masasabi ko, baka mga 1/4 pa lang ang naibigyan natin ng training. The challenge really now is yung mga na-train natin din kasi biglang nawala. Oo. Pero but then again, we never stops, no? We never stops kasi from the training per se, a lot of people really were going to benefit. At hindi lang yung mga diocese or the community. Kasi even yung mga na-train natin before, ang what they did is that they replicate that to the organization na they are being into now. Kaya maganda, no? Continue the training, continue the capacity building, continue the technical support. And even though now we have a really hard time face-to-face right now, pwede naman, mentoring lang through phone, through virtual. Wala ho tayong problema. We are still doing that.
Opo. Maraming salamat, Ate Jeannie, sa mga paliwanag and of course for sharing with us the activities, the plans that we have now at Caritas Philippines, especially at the Humanitarian Office. Maraming salamat po. And congratulations on the job well done para sa ating humanitarian response on Typhoon Odette. Our bishops are very happy when they received our report yesterday sa CBCP plenary. Congratulations again po.
Okay. Salamat, Jing. Salamat din, hindi lang sa akin, but to all po sa mga tumulong sa humanitarian. It's really kudos to you and hats off talaga ako. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. Thank you so much. And especially sa staff, yung pahabol ako, Jing, especially sa staff and sa mga volunteers natin. Sa mga volunteers on the ground, talagang bilib ako sa inyo. You keep up that volunteerism spirit in you. You continue doing that.
Maraming salamat. Nakasama po natin Ms. Jeannie Coriano, ang head ng Humanitarian Office ng Caritas Philippines. We'll be back after these reminders.
Caritas News on the Go, the Social Action Network's news and public affairs online show featuring national newsmakers and our team Caritas from the 85 social action centers nationwide. Live at Caritas Philippines social media channels, Fridays 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Caritas News on the go.
The much-awaited moment for us environmental defenders has come. As mentioned by Father Tony Labiao earlier, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines has approved our request to endorse as their own another pastoral statement on ecology. This time, it is entitled A Call for Unity and Action Amid a Climate Emergency and Planetary Crisis. Our partners at Eco-Convergence helped us draft the pastoral statement. One of the drafters is here with us today, Mr. Rodney Galicia of Living Laudato Si Philippines. Kuya Rodney, how are you feeling today?
Well, after how many days of being sick, we're very delighted. And I think we'll be getting better already because of the very good news that we received yesterday with the approval of the new pastoral letter on ecology.
Publicizing this one, ano po, yung bagong plenary, yung pastoral statement on ecology. So, sa inyo, kumusta ang pagtanggap nito?
We really appreciate the consistency, no, yung ating mga kaobispuhan. And for us, although maligaya tayo, masaya tayo, it means a bigger challenge and bigger work for all of us to synergize and synchronize our acts. No? We need to act together, and with our bishops, our leaders of the church, of course, leading the way. Excited po tayo na makita ang pagkilos, lalong-lalo sa mga dioceses at sa mga parokya. We are always ready to assist our dioceses, our parishes sa Eco-Convergence. And sana tuloy-tuloy na ito. Since 2019, yung challenge nung pag-working together ay nandyan, and nakita natin ng fruits, no? The fruits and victories ng CBC Pastoral Letter 2019, and because of that we saw many results, no? And we hope to sustain that with a more detailed strategy and actions na gagawin ng ating mga taong simbahan. No, not only taong simbahan, dahil alam natin Convergence ay hindi lamang faith-based organization, kundi ang civil society organizations sa kalahatan na tumutulong sa mga dioceses. Ay, ito Ate Jing, ito isa sa best practice ng synodality, no? Dahil alam natin na yung CBC Pastoral natin yung 2019 ay resulta din ng tinatawag nating synodality. Sabihin, left behind, lalong-lalo sa pag-craft ng isang pastoral letter na hindi lamang iisa o dalawa, hindi lamang taong simbahan, kundi lahat ay na-involve sa pag-craft ito. Pareho nung involvement naman ng iba't ibang mga sektor sa pag-draft ng pastoral letter, and really is the hierarchy, but it is the church, no? The lay people and even our partners outside our faith were involved in crafting this pastoral letter.
Mm-hmm. Opo. Kuya, how different is this new pastoral statement from the 2019 pastoral statement on ecology? Kasi, di ba, halos parehong mga grupo din yung nag-draft ng 2019 statement, at saka yung ngayon, na bago lang siguro yung context. Pero, what are the salient points of this new pastoral statement?
Yun po sa new pastoral letter or statement ng ating mga obispo na ipapublicize mamayang hapon o gabi, no? Ano context siya ng COVID-19 pandemic. At the same time, nasa konteksto din siya ng latest reports ng IPCC or ng Intergovernmental Panel. Dahil na rin magkakaroon ng bagong administrasyon, sa ating pamahalaan for the last 6 years, nakita natin yung iba't ibang mga challenges sa ating environment at pati na rin sa ating mga most vulnerable, sa ating marginalized, and even the poor, the IP, the fisher folk. Kinonteksto natin ito sa iba't ibang mga scenarios. At lalong-lalo na, no, we are in the process of coming up with a document sa Synod of Synodality, sa Synod of Bishops. This will also serve as an ecological input of Synodality. We're very excited as well dahil nagkaroon din ng transition ang Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines sa leadership. At the same time, sabi ko nga magkakaroon din ng transition ang ating pamahalaan. Napakaraming transitions sa mangyayari. And this pastoral letter considered also the context of these transitions.
Oo, kasi kinakailangan talaga na wag mawala sa limelight yung usapin ng environment, especially now that our politicians are busy campaigning, di ba? Pero how do you think po this new statement will influence or affect the ongoing ecology advocacies in the Philippines, especially halimbawa for Living Laudato Si Philippines?
Napaka-importante ito, Ate Ching, dahil nakabase ito, no, sa Laudato Si goals and Laudato Si action platform. No? We know that the National Laudato Si program has been established and it's working. And at the same time, because we are part of the global church, and being part of the global church, we need also to synchronize our action with what the Vatican Holy See recommends as well. But what the Vatican is recommending is that our actions be bottom up in Laudato Si action platform. We're building the grassroots movement, and this pastoral letter nilay niya yung ground, no, yung kasalan at yung mga konkreto at detalyadong mga estratehiya at mga actions on top of the 13 eco actions na nakapaloob doon sa Pastoral Letter in 2019. Right now, detalyado, ano ang maaari nating gawin, no? Ano ang maaari nating gawin sa ating mga sektor? Ano maaari nating gawin to respond lalo na doon sa 7 Laudato Si goals?
Mm-hmm. And with these po, Kuya, parang what do you expect also from the dioceses, especially from the bishops, that ngayon they are actually saying parang a much bolder stance on the ecology issues, especially on divestment. Meron doon ng part ng provision na nagsasabing we are not, parang meron ng policy, non-acceptance policy of donations coming from extractive industries. Meron tayo ng provisions on sapat lifestyle, on the rights of nature. Meron din tayong provision on, especially on the institutionalization of the National Laudato Si program. So what do you expect from our bishops?
Well, they signed and approved the pastoral letter, and we hope that they will lead by example in actually living the spirit and the elements of the new pastoral letter. We believe that our bishops will do their best, no, and in their own dioceses, in their own archdiocese, in their own jurisdiction. And again, the eco-convergence as partners, the civil society and faith-based organizations will technically help our bishops and our dioceses. Specifically, of course, one of the most challenging provisions there ay yung sa divestment. And we are always ready to help them, help them when it comes to information, help them when it comes to, again, the technicalities of investment and divestment. We are always available. Also, maraming tulong yung maibibigay ng ating mga partners, no? And we hope that we can work together. And again, it's very important that this pastoral letter is a result of synodality process.
Yes, opo. Tama-tama yung binabanggit mo po na synodality process, because this is something really that we have been trying to work on with our bishops. Ano po, taon din ang binilang ng pastoral statement na to para maaprubahan at maging, kumbaga, akuin bilang kanila ng ating mga obispo. For Living Laudato Si Philippines, especially Kuya Rodney, papaano natin tutulungan yung ating mga diocese, especially in terms of divestment? Kasi like for example, there are queries now from the bishops. How do they make sure na mawawala sila doon sa listahan ng mga nag-i-invest? Kasi most of them, or most of these investment happened decades ago pa, di ba? Na most of our bishops now don't really have a hand on how it came about. Papaano ang tulong na gagawin natin?
Well, una-una, doon sa pag-assist sa kanila technically. Pero yung pag-assist technically, isa lang doon, ano? Because we need to learn together and we need to study the cases together. So that's why we're glad as well that with Caritas Philippines Academy, no? Meron tayong i-offer na mga courses sa ating mga social action centers, sa ating mga economus, for example, yung mga humahawak ng assets ng ating mga simbahan at ng ating mga dioceses, upang pag-aralang mabuti yung mga dokumento, pag-aralang mabuti yung mga proseso, kung paano makalabas o paano mag-invest doon sa mga industrial activities o korporasyon o whatever, no, na tutulong ng ecological ecosystem's integrity, but at the same time preserve yung ating human rights and the rights of nature as well. So tuloy-tuloy yung working together, no, for Living Laudato Si Philippines and our partners like SEED and many others, Manila Observatory, ang ating mga siyentista at marami pang iba. We will do our best, of course, for this course, no, for this pag-aaral sa study kung paano matulungan yung ating mga kaobispuhan, ang ating mga religious communications. And we know we can do this, leading by example.
Maraming salamat, Kuya Rodney, for giving us your time and especially for sharing with us the resources of Living Laudato Si so that we would be able to really finalize not only the pastoral statement but with other partnerships that we are having in terms of our ecology advocacies. Maraming salamat po for always being there.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much. Nakasama po natin Kuya Rodney Galicia ng Living Laudato Si Philippines. This has been a very fruitful episode again of our program, Caritas News on the Go. I am Jean Ray Henderson. Good morning.
Caritas News on the Go, the Social Action Network's news and public affairs online show featuring national newsmakers and our team Caritas from the 85 social action centers nationwide. Live at Caritas Philippines social media channels, Fridays 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Caritas News on the Go.
Maasin, Cebu, Island of Bohol, at nandito kami ngayon sa Surigao. At ibig po namin ipaalam sa lahat at iparating ang aming assurances na ang lahat ng inyong mga tulong ay amin nang naipaabot at nakalaan na rin kami ng maraming mga tulong pinansyal sa ating mga dioceses na nangangailangan ng immediate at urgent na mga food items. Ngayon ay nasa second phase na tayo ng ating emergency assistance responses at meron tayong mga 10,000 families identified na tutulungan na magkaroon ng temporary shelters at ng livelihood program.